And welcome to the Madhouse. My god, I look really crazy. I'm Josh, and today I'm doing the NaNoWriMo Tag, which I recently saw Phoebeka add One Book One Review to. She didn't tag me as such, although I said I was going to do it on her video, but the whole point being that anyone who's taking part in NaNoWriMo can do this tag, so here it is. I shall do it briefly because I have tried editing on this phone and it does not end well. But my laptop should be fixed within a few weeks. I know it takes a very long time, I'm not sure why, but I'm not a computer person and I trust their judgment. I've worked with them before. It'll be sorted. But anyway, as for the tag then, the first question is, how many times have you taken part in NaNoWriMo? The answer to which is technically twice. I say technically because, how to put this? I took part in NaNoWriMo in July, Camp NaNoWriMo that is, so it's not actually the main NaNoWriMo event, so I'm not sure it counts. Number 2, how did you first find out about NaNoWriMo? The answer to this is Papers, the writing society at my university, of which I am now chair. I joined last year, and the then chair asked us what we were planning to do for NaNoWriMo, and I'd never heard of it. I'd seen posts of it online, but it's not something I'd ever considered because it wasn't of any interest to me. I thought it was some sort of slang thing like YOLO, and I despise anyone who says YOLO and actually means it. I mean, I don't despise them. I should really just learn to let things go. Let it go, let it go. And I just sang in front of the camera. This is why I need to edit. That, or I need to do something like the No Edits challenge, and that was fun. But I didn't take part that first year. I'm doing it now. Now, number 3. Name the first novel you did in taking part in NaNoWriMo, which is Dark Transgressions, which leads directly on to number 4, which is a one-sentence summary of your current project, which is still Dark Transgressions, although that's a working title. I'm working on a new one. But Titan War sounds a bit shit. The whole point, but the summary of the book is the god of time has been kidnapped and part of an insane plot for power, as most of these things go. So his daughters Morana, the Titan Queen, and Tempora, the Chronicler, have to find him and restore order before the heavens shake themselves apart in civil war, or before the demons break in and do it for them. It's fun, and I could go for much further, but that wouldn't be one sentence. Now, number 5 is... fuck it, I'm struggling with my fingers. Number 5, that's better. What is the best writing advice you've ever found? I don't tend to get much writing advice, I tend to give it more often. And speaking of, if there's any specific subject you want me to cover in my Creative Corner segment, please let me know. I've already written a couple more episodes, so I'll film them and upload them as soon as possible. But I want your suggestions too. The best writing advice I ever had is to just sit down and write. Don't attempt to edit. No editing. Just write. Free write if you need to. Don't bother with punctuation or problems. Just get the ideas down on paper. Your first draft is just for you. It's your second draft where you have to make it perfect. And your third when you realise that there's no such thing as perfect and that your second draft was also terrible and that you need to correct it. And your fourth is much better than the third. There will always be multiple drafts. Sorry. If you didn't know that, you do now. Now, whoops. Number 6, did you ever take a year off from NaNoWriMo? And the answer for this is no. Technically, I did the first NaNoWriMo I found out about, but I never had any plans to do it, and it's not as though I'd done the year before, so it's taking a year off. It's just not doing it. Number 7. What is your biggest inspiration in figuring out what to write and finding ideas? 2 things. One are my books and my local library, especially the reference library that I have collected myself. I'll do a whole video on this at another date when I'm back at home with it. But it's useful stuff. And then there's also My brain! My God, I look like a crazy person. My brain is a very, very strange place. I come up with a concept and then a basic plot that derives from that and characters that fit into it, and then the whole thing slowly turns into a fleshed out novel. Say with one of my current projects, I have many on the go, there is the idea of teleportation. How does it work? Why does it work? What's needed for it to work? Who provides that? What's controlling it? And then it just develops and develops, and I already got several characters from that idea, and I'm really loving where this is going. But now, your first sentence from a novel, and of course one of my novels, I'm not just going to pick up another book and read from that, because one, plagiarism, and two, it defeats the object. But this is the first paragraph from Dark Transgressions. I say that because while the first sentence works, it's much better in its entirety. As far as planes of eternal damnation go, this one was unextravagant. There were no tortured souls writhing in lakes of fire, no fires at all for that matter, and no unimaginable horrors letting off screams that would curdle even molten rock. It was bland and featureless, a desert vast beyond measuring, and all that could be seen were the ashen sands shifting in the rasping breaths of wind that occasionally passed by. There is no sky, just the same dead landscape overhead with no discernible source of light, and the lack of shadows giving everything a disconcerting flatness. Sfilar Tehran was the deepest of hells, and Morana knew the home of far greater torments than anything that even the most depraved sadists could inflict in their entire lifetimes. So why was it empty? Now, I'm really liking that one. Let me know your thoughts on it. I would appreciate your commentary. My apologies, I'm not very well. And number 9. Why do you write? Because the voices in my head won't let me stop. That makes me sound demented. I have heard voices before. They're not fun. That's not why I write. I have so many ideas in my head, and, well, I have a big thing about death. If I don't tell them somehow, then they'll never get told and they'll fade when I die. And I don't want that to happen because some of these ideas need to be shared. They deserve to be shared, or at least I think they do. That might be an ego thing. I don't really know, but I really want to share them. There's also the fact as well that I am very good with words. I can make them dance. I see them all the time, actually. Like in Sherlock, the BBC Sherlock, I mean. We see visualizations of how he thinks. And I see things like that, words all the time, dancing everywhere. And I need to put them out there. It's fun. And anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click like, share and subscribe. You get the point. I've said it often enough now. Unless, of course, you're new here, in which case, welcome! That's not how I normally do it, but whatever. I know I look a mess today. This is terrible, and this is really not good for my skin, this light. Makes me look all deathly pale. I should really put on some red lipstick and do the Joker right now, but I'm not going to. Maybe another time. But what do you reckon? Is this not too bad of a setup for it using my phone? Because editing on my camera, I can't do that right now. I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, goodbye.